You good to go?
Yeah. So next team to present is Team Tukimet, so you're welcome. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. So here is our team, and also we have a transoceanal member of the team, and he will be here as well today. So here's our concept: more intelligent relator. The brainstorm, we try to find the ideas and put together our ideas, what came to our minds, and we kind of synthesized the aims of this project. So we want to improve the use of Relator. We want to give clients and care personnel new tools and transform conventional Relator to be more intelligent and more connected by using modern technologies. And from these aims, we kind of grew up 3 objectives to further consideration: data collecting system, tracking system, and alarm system. And the data collecting system was the one that we thought that could be done in this project, and the distance traveled by the user actually was the shining star here. Okay, the guys here are introducing the technology.
Okay, so we are going to present our mobile application that will allow the medical staff to track the patient statistics regarding the use of the Relator. So first we have the home page where the user applications have to write the first name and the last name of the patient, and after that the application connects to the electronic device on the Relator. This electronic device that should be not far from the phone or the tablet.
And connected in Wi-Fi. And then when we have the connection, then we can go to the next one. So basically, we are putting some basic values that we collected on the electronic device. So the distance, the total distance which the patient walked, for example. And but also we are putting the distance setted. So because we do the things like we try to know if the patient is walking or if he is sitting on the Relator. So we got the total distance if he's walking or standing. So that's the daily stats or the daily stats, and then we can have the global stats. The application will show previous data already collected, and we can see an increase, or so we can follow the patient progress.
Yeah, and hardware side, use this ESP microcontroller, and which is Wi-Fi capable, and it makes the access point that the mobile phone can connect. It collects the data, and when the phone is, like if it's a physiotherapist comes in once a week or something, she or he can collect the data and see that what is the trend, is the patient moving more or less. And for this detection of the sitting or standing, we use basic scale, which is underneath the seat, and the next if the person is sitting there. One thing that we were thinking about that there's right now we don't know if somebody is pushing the wheelchair, but for that we would need some kind of sensors for the handles, but for that we probably need to make new handles or something, some capacitive sensors or something, but we didn't have the resources to make those. Yeah. And tracking the distances, my first idea was that we could use accelerometers and take the distance for that, but yeah, I always knew that would be a hard thing to do, and I kind of long shot, but I really wanted to try it, and it worked somewhat, but not reliable enough to demo it. So in the last moment we just changed it. And we used like easiest way to do it, like just houses or tape and magnet, and it works. Good for demo, yeah. Yeah, I think it's.
Okay. Are you going to show something, or are we going to the clinical part? Faster.
So, well, I wanted to show the application, but I'm not really a way to show it to everyone. So I can show it like this.
We have a screenshot, so if you put it back, the screenshots from the application, so at least we
right.
can take a look at them,
Okay.
although you were explaining and showing.
This one or which one? Yes, this one.
So I'm this one because I already did the connection part while Tony was talking. So I got some data. So like 3 meters because we used a bit the relator just before the presentation.
And if you like move it, we should get the bigger number there. Moments.
Here we start.
And waits for some time because there's a kind of doesn't send continuously because it takes quite a lot of power. So it takes the distances, and after a while it sends the new. Yeah.
So like, okay, I have 7 meters, but maybe it's not really accurate. That
It should be.
Yeah,
In 1 or 2 meters, if you're moving really short distances, there is of course because it only takes the one rotation of the wheel, but after you go to 10 meters or more, it's it's percent or something. It's quite accurate.
And then for the global stats, I got some data. I already had in the database some data with my name and everything, so that's why I got several parts of this. It's complicated to show like this.
Okay, that's it. Or yeah, so we move on. Okay, let's go to the clinical aspects. Ryan, please. Ryan, can you hear me?
Hi,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me? Okay, greetings from the Philippines. Okay. For the heart,
We got the greedy from
yes. We know that walking moving from B, and this ability declines as we age. Next, please.
Next, please.
Okay, so the ultimate goal in terms of using Relator in rehabilitation program is to regain or improve walking ability of the client. And this rehabilitation can be done in a facility or at home. Next, please. Okay, so with the Relator, this goal can be achieved faster, and with the innovation that we have, this rehabilitation could be enjoyable and more fun. And with the innovation that we have, this gives clients this encourages clients to be more independent, and they could personalize their goals. They could be like they could set the goals by themselves, and they can get concrete and immediate source of data by themselves, and it could give them easily the sense of achievement once they pass their previous distance. And also it facilitates creative rehabilitation because they will not be confined only in one place. They could go to the garden or to the park or something like that. And because Relator is rollator and a wheelchair, as long as they could use both, then they could easily be discharged from the hospital, making the hospital stay shorter. Next, please. And for the care personnel, it is an easier way to measure progress, because as of now we always measure the whole way, and then we tell everyone involved in the care that whole way measures, let's say, 10 meters. And with this application, we have already the app, and we could easily access there the data, so we don't need to ask someone what's that whole way measure or how long is that whole way. And then this is the app also gives us an accessible source of data for monitoring and documentation. It's very important in nursing field that you have to document, and like each progress must be documented, and to know that the patient is really progressing. So it facilitates creative rehabilitation, because as of now in our field, I've been working in the same rehabilitation hospital in Helsinki for 5 years. We always use one hallway, and we put the patient there, and the patient will walk through that. So with this, it facilitates creative rehabilitation. This means that we could bring patients outside and get the same data. Thanks.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then some possible
Is
developments.
it clear?
Yes, thank you. As I mentioned, we have some other ideas. Also, the alarm system, which is kind of an emergency or need of care button, and it's for feeling safe and secure, and help both care personnel and actually, yes, help both, but help care personnel to react immediately when somebody is needing care or something. It should be very easy to use, and it also needs tracking system, some kind of tracking system, which is the next slide. Okay, to follow the wheelators, or know where the alarm call is coming, but it needs a digital 3-dimension description of the property of some kind of map, or I don't know this monitoring, but can also be used for resources control and maintenance purposes as well. And some other ideas. Maybe we later could include electric motor in order to get to the call point or charging point independently. Maybe we later app could have a personalized physical activity coaching using personalized feedback based on machine learning algorithms. Maybe we later could have customization or be customized by a modular structure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. So now, Mirko, we would like to hear the feedback from you.
Yeah, it's great. And I was 2 weeks ago. I was on an exhibition in Germany. It was for nursing homes and Wanderprojects. So we didn't have our own booth. I just was walking with the relator, and immediately some nurses came and said, "We will buy that." So right now, and okay, I said, "You can have that." And then they said, "Okay, but do you have more? We need two." Okay. I go to car, and then I was only running there, so I was selling without any booth, 3 related directly on the exhibition. So, and that was for me again the proof that person who needed, they will buy it. So, and so yesterday I called them and asked, "So how was the feedback already?" And they said, "Actually, we need more now because we have that problem that because normally they were buying them for their house, but now everyone wants to have it." So, and there was actually one person who was sitting almost only in wheelchair, and now they said when he saw the wheelator, he's so active like 30, 40 years younger. So, and that is for me again the proof that we go in the right direction also with the measurement. But now we got also a new project we started in Dresden airport, because there is also the need for the wheelator, because normally the rollators or the wheelchairs are given directly to the check-in, so for packaging. So they need normally person who takes care for the whole time when they are walking. But now we make also tests in the airport, and so the next challenge what we have is we need some GPS tracking, then someone will steal the relator.
The nurses are stealing the
Yeah, so I think with those systems we can develop more and more, and I think the trend is going more also for the old people, that they are used with technology, and that was also the thing with the robots what I have seen and that execution, that a lot of for the home care and for the nursing homes they are using already robots, and I think that robot system and also with playing games, that is very important for those old people also. So the combination together with games and the travel app what we have it's great. It's a great project. It's big potential to expand this project. Thank you for the creativity.
Yes, and it's good to hear that people are finally realizing the potential of these kind of devices, like prevention and that kind of, because I think Ryan brought it up very well that there is a huge need, and it's a huge difference if you are old and if you are not able to walk from your home or something like that. So that kills your independence in a way. So that kind of devices are very welcomed. And as you also brought it up, that this kind of tool is very scalable, so you can use it for giving statistics and motivation for the user, but also from the health point of view. You were mentioning like machine learning algorithms, which kind of knows how you are moving, and when suddenly something like happens, you can alarm your relatives or gives your doctors additional data. So we could even like invent different kind of health services on top of this kind of technologies. So I think it was good thinking that it's not just that we are measuring something, but it enables a lot of new things. And these games that you brought up and that kind of thing, so they can be controlling a game with the singular sensors. But from the technical point of view, I was very happy to hear that you like your experiments and like plan Bs in the last minute. That's very typical also. But like you really have to think about like, the embedded software and the electronic stuff, and still the applications and the users, and so it's quite like large range of things that you have to handle to be able to demonstrate this kind of things here. And I was a little worried at first when you were like doing this project that are you going too wide, since you were discussing about GPS tracking and that and that. So I was very happy to see that you were able to concentrate on one of the key things and do something starting from there. Juha is already
Yeah, I kind of had the same. First, I thought that this is like this that if the patient like moving more or less this trend, it's basically like already like a lot, even it's like really limited, and then there is like this like whole world like open of like all ideas and using the like big data out of this, like what can learn out of it. Yeah, it's really interesting to read this like kind of really like real and concrete concept which relates to the like combined with like hardware and software and like manual stuff and real world.
Yeah, I think it is really cool that you really made an MVP that's like can be really defined an MVP, and it doesn't have anything extra, but it has all you need, and also the experimenting and iterating the tech stuff. Yeah, but I think that you can find a little bit more during the user research, even afterwards, to get the point and the motivation for the users to have something else than just this is how much walked, and also maybe finding from the nursing care homes some what is like the main idea what they want to follow and how to show that. Yeah, but I think like in technical point of view, I think it was really impressive, and also I'm pretty sure that there is the need for this kind of thing. But you can get a little extra.
Yeah, and I think it's now good that you have something that you can
Yeah,
actually show
yeah,
these
yeah, I know.
people, since if you are saying that I have a smart rollator,
Yeah,
so no
yeah.
one can imagine what that could mean, so
Yeah.
that's important to have it. So very good. Any questions from the audience? You've been very quiet today, or is it just that me talking all the time?
And
Don't forget to vote.
yeah,
Yeah,
don't
well,
forget to vote. And one thing which I have been working some of these cases where there's like some like sensors and some elderly people, and it's interesting to see that usually they don't want these like tools to look and feel too much like therapeutic or this kind of disability tools, but they want them to like feel kind of the same as their like smart watch when they were walking and running or doing something different. But of course there's some limit when there's like, but you can also try to find and do the insight work and really see that what's motivating them in which phase. And there's also like whole lot of different like patients using this.
Have a question or a comment?
Comment. I would add that I really like this device, and in my clinical practice we always came across the problem of people who are able to walk, elderly people, but they're not able to walk the whole way. They would need a break in between, and what would discourage them usually would be lack of chairs or any furniture that they could actually sit on, because most of them would not be able to sit on a chair without armrest or on a very low couch. So having something that, and they have shared that on a normal rollator, it's a bit scary or unstable for them to sit down. So having something that is a bit more sturdy, a bit more safe, will then encourage them that they could walk wherever, and they would have their chair with them essentially.
And also the
have a
kind of
break.
the panic button if something happens.
Yeah, and they
that
would always have a
also be
break.
encouraging them to take the
Yeah.
steps.
I really like that. Great presentation as well.
Thank you.
That's very true. Because usually what happens is that we have two nurses accompanying the patient when the patient walks for the first time after a disability. And then the one nurse will be following from behind with the wheelchair, and the other nurse will be assisting in the side. So with this relator, it's really very practical, and it will really give us care personnel a very good tool to help patients walk faster. I mean, like walk again faster. So.
It makes physio's life a bit easier because, again, you don't have to be behind with a wheelchair. You don't have to say when the patient asks, okay, I need to sit down. You don't have to go running around to try and find the one wheelchair on the floor because they can always help them with them.
And from the physio point of view, I also guess that this kind of tool, which actually measures if you have done any workout at all,
That would
not
be
just
great
a week
for
before
physios.
your appointment, so you can actually like see for a couple of weeks, for example, if you have this kind of like training that you have a plan that you should walk this and this much every
Or
day, so
in
you can actually
clinics.
see whether the person is doing it, and maybe it also that somebody is monitoring maybe give some extra motivation to actually do this.
Yeah, clinics and
Self-exercises.
hospitals, when you're not there on